We all want to be mentally tough, but here's the secret: you're doing it wrong. Stop avoiding the hard stuff and chasing comfort. True strength isn't built on easy street. It's forged in the fire of discipline, failure, and actively choosing how you react. Ready to flip the script? Let's go. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at someone who seems totally unfazed by chaos? The person who just keeps moving forward while others are melting down, and wondered what their secret is? It's not luck. It's not some mythical inheritance. It's mental strength, and frankly, most people never build it. They go through life not only avoiding discomfort, but actively designing their existence to be as frictionless as possible. And that, right there, is where the trap is set. We live in the era of the quick fix. We have apps to manage every single annoyance, shortcuts for every task, and a constant stream of entertainment to numb us the moment things get even slightly boring or hard. Want to exercise? Maybe tomorrow I'm tired. That tough conversation you need to have? I'll just send a text. That difficult project at work? I'll delegate it. We've been conditioned to seek the path of least resistance, and while that sounds cozy, like a warm blanket on a cold day, it's actually the fastest route to becoming mentally fragile. We are walking into what I call the comfort trap. Think of your mind like a high-performance sports car engine. If you only ever drive it slowly, on perfectly smooth, flat roads, you're not building up its resilience. You're not testing its limits. The components remain untested. Then, the moment you hit a steep hill, a rough patch, or a sudden emergency, the engine stalls. That's what happens when we stay in comfort zone, capital Z, capital Z. When you repeatedly choose the easy path, you are sending a clear, dangerous message to your brain. I cannot handle anything hard. You are programming yourself for weakness. Every time you scroll instead of studying, every time you choose avoidance over action, every time you let a small failure make you quit, you are reinforcing the idea that you are fragile. And when something genuinely tough finally happens, the job loss, the unexpected medical news, the relationship crisis, you don't have the mental infrastructure to handle the weight. Boom. You break. Mentally unbreakable people don't magically withstand pressure. They've been in training their whole lives, whether they realized it or not. They got there by struggling, by failing publicly, by pushing through the moments when every fiber of their being screamed, "Stop." They understood, either consciously or intuitively, that friction is the forge. The moment you start seeing comfort not as a reward, but as a subtle form of sabotage, your perspective shifts. Comfort is a temporary sedative. It feels good now, but it leaves you vulnerable later. Growth, on the other hand, happens in the dirt, in the moments of friction, in the conversations you don't want to have, and in the extra repetition when your muscles are already burning. Look at anyone who's truly strong, anyone who has built something meaningful. Their success story is not a straight line. It's a jagged, ugly mess of setbacks, doubts, and near quits. And every single setback was an opportunity to build a mental muscle. If you always take the elevator, you'll never have the leg strength to climb the mountain. If you always avoid conflict, you'll never have the emotional strength to stand up for yourself. The biggest, most common mistake people make is believing that being mentally tough means being fearless. It doesn't. It means feeling the fear, the doubt, and the discomfort, but doing the hard thing anyway. It means recognizing that the feeling of wanting to quit is actually the signpost pointing directly toward the growth you need. So here is the first crucial shift we need to make. Every challenge is an opportunity to build strength. Every tiny frustration, every moment of self-doubt, every obstacle. It is all just part of the training regimen. Once you stop viewing struggles as something that breaks you and start seeing them as the necessary force that forges you, everything changes. Your mindset begins to transform from something delicate into something truly indestructible. If you're ready to step out of the quick fix, cushioned world and into the real world, the one that will actually make you stronger, we need to start treating our minds like a muscle that needs resistance. That resistance starts with recognizing the comfort trap and committing to a different way of living. We need to stop chasing quick fixes and start chasing the difficult path, because that path is where all the good stuff is built. And speaking of building things, the next step is actively changing how we interpret those difficult moments. We just talked about how chasing comfort leaves us fragile. Now, let's flip the script. If comfort is the enemy, then difficulty is your best friend. But you can't just feel resistance, you have to use it. This brings us to the core of building an unbreakable mind, relabeling failure and challenges. Welcome to your mind's gym. Think about a bodybuilder. They don't walk into the gym, lift a feather, and walk out expecting massive gains. No. They seek failure. They actively lift weights heavy enough to push their muscles to the point of exhaustion, where the fibers literally tear. Why? Because that tearing, that stress, is the signal for the body to rebuild itself stronger than before. Mental strength is built the exact same way. Most people are terrified of setbacks. We view failure as a final, defining verdict on our worth or capability. We take a knock, we feel embarrassment, and we immediately retreat, reinforcing the idea we talked about earlier. I can't handle this. But the mentally unbreakable person sees a failure and asks a simple, powerful question. What is this teaching me? A setback isn't a wall. It's a diagnostic test. It's information. It's the universe or life, handing you a blueprint of exactly where your current mental, emotional, or strategic limits lie. Without failure, you have no idea where your boundaries are, and without knowing your boundaries, you can't push past them. Consider the story of David Goggins, and if you haven't heard of him, you need to. His story is a talking masterclass in turning setbacks into superpowers. This was a man who was overweight, miserable, and working in pest control. When he decided he wanted to become a Navy SEAL, he had to lose over 100 pounds in 3 months just to qualify for the training. Did he fail? Oh, absolutely. He had to face his physical limits every single day. He pushed himself past pain thresholds that seemed impossible. His journey was a cascade of physical and mental failures, of wanting to quit every hour. But he didn't quit because he didn't see the suffering as a sign to stop. He saw it as the proof that he was growing. He understood that mental toughness is forged in the moments when you want to stop, but you force yourself to take just one more step. That's the mindset shift we need. Trade setbacks for superpowers. Every rejection, every criticism, every project that flops. It's not a final ending, it's a rep. You failed that rep? Great. Now, you know you need to adjust your grip, change your technique, or add more study time. This means you must stop doing 3 things immediately, things that keep you tethered to fragility. Stop complaining. Complaining is just the verbal expression of feeling like a victim. It doesn't fix anything. It only keeps you stuck in the problem, wasting energy you could use to solve it. Either fix the situation or accept what you can't change and move on. Simple. Stop making excuses. Excuses are the narratives we tell ourselves to justify staying small. The truth is, you almost always have a choice. Choose the action that makes you better, not the one that makes you feel temporarily comfortable. Stop seeking comfort. We covered this, but it bears repeating. Growth happens only in discomfort. If you want to be strong, you must actively, willingly push yourself into situations that challenge your current limits. By deliberately reframing every obstacle as a necessary component of your training, you stop reacting to life and start designing your strength. You stop being a passive recipient of circumstances and become the architect of your resilience. The lesson here is simple yet profound. The path to becoming unbreakable is paved with difficulty. Don't just endure hard times, welcome them. Because when you treat your mind like a muscle, every single struggle, every failure, becomes the exact stressor needed to build a mental superpower that no external force can ever take away from you. The weight is heavy? Good. That means you're about to get stronger. So, how do we put this resistance training into action every single day, not just when a crisis hits? That's where discipline comes in. We just talked about trading setbacks for superpowers. But knowing the theory isn't enough. You need the map. You need the system to take you from fragile thinking to unbreakable action day after day. If you're serious about building that daily mental muscle, if you're ready to stop making excuses and start living the life you know you deserve, then I've created something just for you. Download my guide, 30 Days to a Better You. It's a structured, no-fluff plan that gives you 30 days of micro-challenges to forge the discipline we're talking about. Click the link below and start your 30-day mental fitness journey today. Stop waiting for motivation, start building your future. We've established that comfort is a cage and that challenges are your essential training gear. But how do you bridge the gap between knowing this and actually living it? The answer is simple, powerful, and utterly unfashionable. Discipline. A lot of people rely on motivation to get things done. They wait for that perfect spark, that jolt of energy, that sudden feeling of I can conquer the world. And that's why they fail. Motivation is like an excited puppy. It's unreliable, easily distracted, and fleeting. It's fantastic when it shows up, but you can't build an empire on a feeling. Discipline, on the other hand, is the bedrock. It's the ability to do what needs to be done even when you feel like doing absolutely nothing. It's the consistent, small, uncomfortable action taken daily, regardless of your mood. And it is the single greatest predictor of mental strength. Think about the toughest, most resilient people you know. Do you think they wake up every single day motivated to run that marathon or tackle that impossible project? Of course not. Some days they feel energized. Most days they feel tired, grumpy, and would rather hit the snooze button 5 times. But they don't wait for the feeling. They just do it. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you will never be consistent. And without consistency, you will never achieve anything meaningful, let alone become mentally unbreakable. Discipline is the solution, and it's built through deliberate, often miserable daily habits. Here are a few ways to step into the daily forge and build genuine mental steel. Embrace the cold shower. You hate discomfort? Good. Start your day by facing it head on. A cold shower has nothing to do with hygiene and everything to do with willpower. It's a tiny, painful test you pass the moment you turn that handle. You train yourself to override the natural impulse to retreat. This builds a powerful sense of discipline and control that bleeds into the rest of your day. Move your body, strengthen your mind. Your mind and body are intrinsically connected. If your body is weak, your mind often follows suit, seeking softness and escape. When you strengthen one, you strengthen the other. This isn't about becoming a world-class athlete. It's about the commitment to move, even when you're sore, even when it's raining, even when you're too busy. That commitment is pure discipline. Do something hard every day. This doesn't have to be massive. It could be waking up 30 minutes earlier to read instead of scroll. It could be working on a difficult skill for 1 uninterrupted hour. It could be having that tough conversation you've been avoiding. The goal is to seek out a self-imposed challenge that requires you to push past the resistance of your comfort-seeking brain. The repetition proves to your subconscious that you are in control, not your feelings. The core of this topic lies in understanding systems over goals. Goals are great. Losing 20 pounds, earning a promotion. But they are the destination. Systems are the vehicles that get you there. Your goal might be to be fit, but your system is waking up 5 days a week and going to the gym, regardless of the weather or your mood. Focus relentlessly on maintaining the system, and the results will inevitably follow. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling, or the perfect set of circumstances. There is never a perfect moment. There is only now. The sooner you embrace discipline, the sooner your life starts to bend to your will. Discipline is the key to mastering your life because it's the ability to execute day in and day out on the promises you make to yourself. It's the secret ingredient that turns fleeting motivation into massive, consistent, and ultimately unbreakable results. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is everything. Of course, life will always throw curveballs that trigger stress, anger, or fear. That brings us to the crucial skill of controlling the internal chaos. We've established the training ground, leaving comfort, embracing challenges, and utilizing discipline. But what happens when the pressure is real, immediate, and designed to throw you off balance? What happens when you receive that scathing email, get blindsided by a mistake, or face sudden, crushing stress? Mentally strong people don't magically lack emotions. They get stressed, they get angry, and they feel fear just like everyone else. The difference is they don't let those intense emotions grab the steering wheel of their life. They control their emotions. Their emotions don't control them. And the single, most important tool they use is something you already possess: the pause button. When you're hit with a trigger, that moment of sudden irritation, mounting anxiety, or boiling frustration, your primitive brain wants to take over. It wants the immediate reaction, the snapback comment, the panic decision, the emotional outburst. This is your emotional system running the show, and when your emotions are in charge, rational thought is offline. You surrender your power in that instant. The key to mastering emotional control is creating a tiny critical sliver of space between the trigger and your response. You need to hit the pause button. Here's the simple yet revolutionary habit: PBR. Pause, breathe, re-engage. When something triggers a strong negative emotion, anger, frustration, fear, do this immediately. Pause. Stop all verbal and physical action. Don't speak, don't type, don't move. Force yourself to freeze for a moment. Breathe. Take a single, slow, deep breath. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and exhale for a count of 6. This simple, physiological act sends a signal to your nervous system that you are not in mortal danger, pulling you out of the fight or flight stress response. Re-engage. Now, and only now, do you choose your action based on logic and your long-term goals, rather than your immediate temporary feeling. This tiny habit of PBR gives you power over your emotions, instead of letting them run your life, causing you to send impulsive texts, make rash financial decisions, or burn professional bridges. You step back and become the logical observer. You realize that emotions are like waves. They come, they crest, and they eventually go. But if you let a wave dictate the entire direction of your ship, you'll never reach your destination. Mentally strong individuals master this ability to remain calm under pressure. They understand that anger and fear cloud judgment. When a problem arises, they don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" which is the language of victimhood. They ask, "What can I do about this?" This reframe immediately shifts the mind from emotional distress to logical problem solving. For example, imagine you receive unexpected negative feedback from your boss. The fragile person feels instant shame and anger, fires off a defensive reply, and spends the next 3 hours spiraling. The mentally strong person hits the pause button. They take a deep breath. They realize, "I feel frustrated right now, but that frustration is information, not a plan." They then choose to respond logically. "Thank you for the detailed feedback. I'm going to review your points and circle back tomorrow with a plan for improvement." They control the narrative. The ability to maintain this level of control is what separates those who lead from those who follow. It's what separates the reactive life from the intentional life. You are not a victim of your stress. You are the manager of your response. By consistently practicing the pause button, by creating that crucial space between feeling and acting, you are not just coping with emotions. You are rewiring your brain for focus, control, and unbreakable resilience. You are teaching yourself that no matter how intense the pressure, you have the final say. And as you learn to control your emotions during the difficult moments, you'll find it much easier to accept one of the hardest truths about success. You have to fail. A lot. We have journeyed from escaping the comfort trap, to using setbacks as superpowers, to forging discipline, and finally, to mastering the pause button under pressure. Now, we arrive at the ultimate destination, developing an unshakable attitude. The final piece that makes you truly unbreakable. The strongest people don't let external events shake them. They stay calm, focused, and in control, no matter what external chaos is raging around them. Life is fundamentally unpredictable. One moment, everything is going smoothly. The next, you're blindsided by an unexpected failure, loss, betrayal, or disappointment. These moments are inevitable. They are the universal tax on living. What separates the strong from the weak isn't the absence of these problems, but the reaction to them. Mentally strong people don't crumble when things go wrong. They adapt, they adjust, and they relentlessly keep moving forward. The secret to this unshakable attitude can be summed up in a simple, profound principle: the 90-10 rule. The 90-10 rule states this: life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. You cannot control the 10%. You can't control the stock market crash, the unexpected rain on your perfect day, or another person's poor choice. But you have absolute sovereign control over the 90%. Your reaction, your interpretation, and your subsequent action. Fragile people live in the 10%. They spend all their energy asking, "Why is this happening to me?" They play the victim, assign blame, and feel paralyzed by circumstances. Unbreakable people immediately move to the 90%. They ask, "What can I do about this?" This single question is the most empowering mental tool available. It instantly transforms you from a victim of your circumstances into the agent of your solution. To truly live this 90-10 rule, you must master 2 key skills. Reframe problems as challenges. Most people see obstacles as concrete roadblocks. They see difficulty and think, "Stop, turn back." Mentally tough people see the exact same obstacle and label it a test. They see it as a chance to grow, to sharpen their skills, and to prove to themselves what they are truly capable of. Next time you face a difficult situation, A project failing, a client walking away, a workout you think you can't finish. Do not panic. Instead, tell yourself, this is just another challenge. I've faced worse. I will figure this out. By reframing the problem as a challenge, you activate the problem-solving centers of your brain instead of the panic centers. You transform paralyzing fear into focused energy. Embrace the truth. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Hard times will come. That is a fact you must accept, not fight. Pain is the feeling you get when you are uncomfortable, struggling, or physically exhausted. But suffering happens when you resist reality, when you fight against what is and wish things were different. The moment you stop wishing things were easier, stop complaining about the hand you were dealt, and start dealing with your current reality as it is, you free yourself from suffering. You acknowledge the pain. This is hard. But you refuse to let it define your entire existence. The pain becomes a motivator, not a master. This all culminates in developing the ultimate mental stance, the nothing can break me mindset. This mindset isn't delusional, it's a commitment. It's the vow you make to yourself that no matter what external forces try to dismantle you, failure, chaos, exhaustion, you will not surrender your internal control. You will not break. You will not give up. You will get through this. Why? Because the truth is, you are already stronger than you think. You've already survived things you thought you wouldn't. You are still here. And if you commit to this discipline, this reframing, and this unwavering attitude, you will be unstoppable. Now listen, none of this matters if you don't take action right now. You have a choice. You can close this video, go back to your old habits, and stay fragile. Or you can decide that today is the day you change. The day you stop making excuses. The day you stop being weak and start becoming strong. Your future self is waiting. Make the choice and go get it.